Guys, today we're going to be talking about how to deal with low energy as a parentpreneur. This has been one of the biggest unlocks for me. If you're new to the channel, I'm Will Mosley. I am a a parentpreneur just like you. I love self-development. I've helped $1 million businesses make more $1 million. Just done a lot of things. I'm not even going to finish the whole intro thing because, as you probably could tell, I'm low energy today, and that's okay. So what I do want to cover today is how to deal with low energy, whether, when to take a day off, when it's more like a half day, or when you actually have to work through it, and then try to give strategies for each kind of level, okay? So currently I'm actually at a full work day, low energy, but I'll start with when you need a day off, right? So if you're employed, you have days for PTO, stuff like that. And typically we take these days for sick days or vacation days, but rarely do we actually take these days for like mental days when we just aren't okay. And it doesn't mean that you're depressed or you've been arguing. That can absolutely take away from your energy. But my thing, I drive really hard. I climb and move. My brain's always moving. Yesterday, I just like leveraged. There's so many things I've been leveraging up on. And so I will hustle, and I'm good with the hustle. I'm good with the heart that it takes. But at some point, you'll get to a point where you're just kind of like you could keep on trying to move at that same breakneck speed, but it's probably not beneficial for you. And so whenever I start feeling that, okay, and this is for employees, maybe you've been hustling so hard at work, you had a big project, a deadline, you're working towards, you've been making it happen, but you get to a point where you're just kind of there. Maybe it's like right past you launched the campaign, whatever. That's a good time to actually take a day of PTO if you just are exhausted from the work. As if you're self-employed, any day you could theoretically take a day off. We know that obviously this takes from bottom line, but being okay with taking a day off and allowing, you're like, oh man, I'm missing out on $300 today. Oh man, I'm missing out on $500. Like, oh man, I'm missing, whatever the number is, it's still absolutely worth it. Because what happens is, if you decide not to take a break and you continue to at your pace, just like if you're with your health, you're probably going to be at 50% doing the work, not 100%, 50%. So you're probably, if you're self-employed, you're probably just going to make half the money for the day, honestly. And if you're employed, it's going to show to the people around you, and you don't want to drop the ball on a lot of the projects that you probably have going on. So taking the day off, technically you lose one day, 8 hours of work or 12 hours of work or 16 hours or whatever your thing is, so that you can then increase your efficiency or your productivity on the next day, where you're at 80% or 90% or even 100% because you took that day off. Either way it goes, you're going to lose either right now or you're going to lose ongoing. And it's better for you to take the moment, take the loss for the day, so you can refresh yourself and then be back up to like, let's fucking crush, let's go the next day. And it may not be that you're absolutely there. You might be like 70% or 80%, but you'll be much better. Like, because if let's just say that you continue to burn it, right? You were running, you're at 100%. Now you've dropped down to what feels like 40% because you just aren't feeling it. You're not good, or maybe even 30%. And then you continue to try to push it, and now you're down to 20%, now down to 10%. And now you're just on fumes, hating your life, and you're just not doing anything. So noting that personal days off are a requirement, not a nice to have. Now, you don't need to have a specific cadence. You don't need to be like, I need to take a day off every week, or I need to take a day off every month, or whatever. It's just when your body tells you, great. Obviously, if you work for an employer, you know your schedule. But if you're self-employed or a business owner, like you can take that day. You can clear the calendar and say, okay, cool. I'd also like to talk about what I do when I take a day off, okay? Because a lot of times the people around you won't realize that that day off is so that you can be okay. They're like, oh, we have a day off. Let's go like travel. And it's not really for that. Unless travel is what you do to recharge, absolutely. For me, that seems exhausting. So what I like to do is when I have like a full day off, I'm going to sleep in. I'm probably skipping the gym. I'm letting the family know, hey, look, today I'm pretty low energy. Okay, guys, I let my kids know this morning. I say, yo, guys, I love you. I'm low energy today. And so today I'm just going to probably be a little more chill. But tomorrow back up to speed. Of course, they're like cool with it. They're great. I'll make like whatever I need to eat for the day, regardless of like the cost. I'm gonna make sure I take care of my body, because the energy level, that's what's happening, is your energy level is so far down. So sleep is gonna get your energy level up. Dropping a lot of commitments or pushing them off till tomorrow is gonna be, really big for you. Getting really good food in your body. I'm not talking about like healthy whatever. I'm just like whatever comfort, whatever makes you feel good. For me, it's like going to Chick-fil-A, ordering a 4-count chicken strip with a mac and cheese, and a Coke or whatever. That feels good. Or in addition to that, going over to Dunkin' Donuts and getting 2 donuts and like a latte versus the double espresso or whatever. Whatever that is, treat yourself well. You are the biggest asset. You are the biggest hold. You know what I mean? And you got to realize that. I know you got your partner, you got your kids, all that stuff. If you're not operationalized, if you're not okay, the whole unit is not working and functioning. You can't be okay. So you got to put the oxygen mask on to make sure everybody else is okay. And that's okay. Same thing, like if your partner, you can tell that they've dropped their energy really low, you note that quick and be like, hey, look, she's like, or like, I gotta do this laundry. I'm like, girl, like, that's great. And if you want to do that, absolutely, you can do that. But like, whatever we need to do to get you back up, like, let's make that happen, because you are only as good as like your weakest link. And if you are the weakest link, right, because you're low energy, now your partner has to, bring themselves down to try to get you up to speed. So you got to be able to just be able to self-notice when like you're not okay. I'm not talking about, this isn't specifically me talking about it being depression or health. It's really just self-care. You've been running, and now you're out of breath. You're a little out of breath. That's all it is. You're a little out of breath. You're not doing anything wrong. But now you got to take that breath, because you can't keep on moving like this and it actually be sustainable. Okay? So then I also let Laura know. I say, Laura, I told her today, I said, look, probably today or tomorrow, I'm going to need to go to the movie theater. And she knows that the movie theater is like my way of like recharging. I said, we got these things to knock out or whatever, deadlines, blah, 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 blah. So tomorrow, probably go see a movie. And then after that, game time. And for me, I like to go over to Biltmore Park and go to Barnes & Noble and like I'm not looking for business education stuff, the typical stuff that I'm listening to when I'm like fucking like crushing. I'm probably more looking for like, okay, what's a really good fantasy book that I can listen to? Like, I really love fantasy and stuff like that. And that stuff is really low level listening. For me, it's really engaging and it inspires me and makes me feel good. The business stuff, the marketing, all that stuff is operationalized. That's like frameworks and all these different things. Like I can't tell you how much is in the banger for you guys. Like there's so much good stuff to come. And I was up at like 2 a.m. last night, just crushing, just crushing. I watched MasterChef season finale with the wife or whatever on the Generations or whatever. And like after that, went to bed for a couple hours and I woke up, oh my God, I got these, it's a lot of different ideas. But of course, when you burn the candle, at some point you got to slow down. So that's what we're doing. They're slowing down. Today's a slow down day. And today I'm actually working. So again, the schedule I'm talking about is when I'm completely off. So I'll talk about when when it's like a half day type of thing, and then like when I'm actually working a full day, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now. So my nose ring always like gets like moved, and I look at like when I take thumbnails, I'm like, why is that? I'll go to see a movie. The longer the movie, great. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, so good. And then I'll get out, and at that point, a lot of times after the movie, I'm good. Like I feel refreshed and I feel inspired to go. You just got to know what your thing is. Everyone has their thing that makes them feel good and just feels that their cup back up, their energy cup back up. Think about that and really, really try to dial that in so that next time when you have low energy and you really need that day off, you're able to give that day off to yourself and also give yourself the permission to enjoy that day. A lot of times we feel guilt about the days off that we take. We're like, oh my God, I could be doing this. Oh my God, these bills. Oh my God, da 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 da. But you're going to take the loss regardless. It's just how you want to take the loss. So take the loss and make it happen. Do something good for yourself and then get back to speed. All right. So now half daisies for employed people and self-employed people. So half days, a lot of times, like bosses are pretty forgiving. If you come in and you're like, yo, I'm just letting you know I'm a little low energy today. I don't really feel that great. I'm going to do my best, try to work it out. I may need to go home after lunch. If that's okay, if that's cool, whatever. Most bosses they see that you tried, that you came in, you put in work, and then they're like, okay, yeah. Some bosses are assholes, but like the bosses that I've worked for that I've enjoyed the most, like culture wise, like they're like, yeah, Will, we know that you are like we know that you're here, and we could tell that you're right here. It's very clear that you need a little bit of R&R. So yeah, do that, bro. If you're self-employed, you note that today we are going to work, okay? And it'll probably be like a half day, but here's the key. We're not focused on meeting KPIs or goals today. We're just showing up and we're just working. Whatever orders we get, whatever it is that kind of comes, we're just going to do it and vibe and have fun. We're going to listen to our audiobooks, our fantasy books, or whatever. We're going to kind of maybe skip a lot of the business stuff maybe for the day. And it's just going to be, you're not going to run around. You're not going to rush. You're just going to walk it out. You walk it through and just kind of at whatever your pace is today, that's how we're going to handle our half day. And make it happen. And for me, that, knowing that, okay, I don't have any goals that I have to really meet today on some real, I'm going to make some money. Doesn't matter if it's low or high. I'm just going to make something. It's better than nothing. And by me doing this, I can kind of get myself a little bit back up to speed. If you have to work a full day when you have really low energy, very hard thing to do. I've done this plenty of times before. If it's like a big goal, right? Big thing that has to happen, like have to meet goal, have to whatever. You don't exactly want to be in that place. And I've talked before about how if you work on your burn rate, for your income, so let's say that you make $10,000 a month, your burn rate, no more than $5,000. If you make, $2,000 a month, your burn rate no more than 1,000. So you pretty much, whatever it is that you make, you want to try to make sure that your expenses are about half of that. I know that that seems out of reach for some people, but truly, I believe that majority of people can do this, at least on the self-employed route, in the gig work route. Single parent or sorry, not single parent, one income family. We're a one income family, right? Like me personally doing the thing. And so, it's just about figuring out, you got lifestyle creep that creeps up. This is not a video about that. It's a video about energy and stuff like that. So if you have to work a whole day, again, apply the same thing. We're not trying to go crazy, move fast, but I would, after you work that whole day, I would let any sort of commitments that you have, usually like, let's say dad time, let's say wife time, let's say you work out typically, let's say like anything extra gets cut for the day. It just, you worked and then you need to go to sleep for like 10 hours. Like you need to be able to get your energy up. So you're pretty much still working the full hours that you had to do, even if you had to meet goal. If you have to meet goal, you got to meet goal. And then, you cut all other responsibilities. And it's not because they're unimportant. It's because you got to put the oxygen mask on first. Today is, tomorrow really probably is going to be our day. I'll probably do some sort of hybrid. Tomorrow I'll work, but I know that in the evening time, I need to go see my movie and feel better and do my thing. It's not that you're failing at business at all. It's not that any of that stuff. It's just that you are a hustler. You are a grinder. You make shit move. And so with that moving, like eventually you're going to run out of breath. And you just need to fill that breath back up. Fill your energy back up. And once you do that, if you're anything like me, like, oh my God, I feel good. Shit. Oh shit, this is good. This is great. And then you're like, and then the movie or the whatever, the book that you listen to, you have new ideas, new level ups, and then it's back to the fucking races. And you're like, let's go. Let's fucking crush this shit. Let's go. All right, anyways, even doing this feels a little better. Sometimes talking to yourself can make you feel better. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to probably get us a little bacon, egg, and cheesy over at Chick-fil-A with the OJ. Just good, wholesome breakfast. Today is just an easy day. I'm going to take, I know what minimums or whatever. I'll take those. I'm not focused on how many I take. We're just doing it. I have client work, stuff like that. And I have like a list of stuff, but I'm not going to bulldoze through any of that stuff. I'll move slowly through the list, and then probably not tomorrow, but the day after that, then it's probably going to be back to absolute game time. I really hope this helped you understand that you are not a failure, that when you need breaks, it's okay for you to give yourself breaks. It doesn't have to be because you're sick, and it doesn't have to be because of vacation. You need to be able to take just energy days. I don't know what to call them. It's not exactly, it's kind of mental health, but like it's more just about your energy. You could just be okay up here. You're just tired. Your body just needs that comfort, that lift up. So if you do that, you fill back up your energy bucket, guess what? Game on. All right. Let me know in the comments below what you do or what you're thinking about doing to fill your energy bucket up, or what you do when you need to kind of get back up to speed. All right. Take care, guys. Peace.